He can't even hear us yet, but welcome to the live. Welcome to your live, Rick. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how you doing? It's good. Hey, look, Rick's here. Yeah, sliding in right there on time.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's a little crazy around here. My mom just rolled into town.
Oh, hi, Mom. That's cool.
Yeah. She's in the back coming in. She's gonna come in for her piece about forward-facing sonar. She said she's got words that she wants to have with Jeremy. But,
Yeah, I heard they were gonna fight. I've been training her, and she looks like she's ready to go and take him down. So I'm stoked.
Yeah. She's ready to go, but no, she's in town. It's kind of a big month. It's this weekend is USC Parents Weekend, so we're gonna go watch USC smoke Arizona. It's birthday month, and
Hey, can I ask, when is your birthday?
my birthday's on the 19th.
Of October. Happy birthday.
So I thought I remembered this. So is mine.
Yeah.
Same day. So we're
You
I
guys
know.
have the same day. So you guys
we're
are
the
part
same
of like
day.
the.
Like we were twins. We never really wanted to let everybody know, but like twins at birth. Yeah.
Oh,
birthday
so
month.
Chris, your mom is in town in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want to get all weird and awkward, but yeah, it's Mom's here, so we're good.
All right, just so we're clear though, I'm not going to Tulum with you, am I?
We'll see you when you get there.
You got yoga pants. I don't think you need me.
I mean, hey, it'll be a good trip no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Tulum is this year though.
Yes, Tulum is this year. Now, Chris, I'm gonna go on a limb, Raphie. I'm gonna make the offer. I'm gonna make the offer to Chris.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
By the way,
yeah.
yeah, 100% yes.
100%. I think he'd be great for this, and he has no idea where we're going. Okay, so
let's do it.
So when I turned 50, I had this plan for my 50th birthday, and my family, and I think most people know I have the most very modern family. I have my ex-wife, I have her husband, and I have my son. We're all very, very close. And for my 50th, I was like, I'm going to go climb Kilimanjaro. And they're like, hold on. But they do this all the time. Like when I said I was going to Thailand, they're like, no. You're going to end up in the opium den. You can't go. And it's like, okay, everyone just calm down. So we started talking.
By the way, the Kilimanjaro thing, it feels like nerves. The Thailand opium den, that checks out. Like that's on brand.
Okay. That's a different show. Okay. So we nixed the 50th because they insisted that I train and everything. And so we started talking, Raphie, myself, and two other guys. And we decided that we're gonna train for another year.
Right.
Train. And,
you have that sponsor Colon Blow, so you're going to be ready. Like
that's right. That's right.
Colon
And we're
Blow
gonna
is a way better name than Colon Broom, which is our
whatever it
actual
was.
sponsor. No, I'm going to call them up and tell them I have notes.
Yeah. And we're gonna
Hashtag
climb.
colon
We're gonna
blow.
climb Kilimanjaro next year in October for our birthday.
All right, so I'm in. Let's go. So I mean, we'll train. How old are you? Are you right now? Are you 50? And you'll be 51.
I'm gonna be 54 this month.
Okay, so we're a few years behind. So I'm turning 51. We're doing it next year.
Wait,
Let's go.
that makes me the oldest guy.
Yeah, you're the older brother. That's fine. But you were born a few minutes before me, and
That's
dog
right.
years here. Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Depending on the birth certificate, and that's a whole nother story because I have two birth certificates.
Buddy.
True story.
True story.
Mom, I remember Mom was in the opium den before you were born, so it makes sense.
Maybe.
Stand down, Obama. Let's start the show.
All right, let's start this show. Guys, it's me. I'm back. What's up, party people? We're like, Mads, come on. All right, this show is taking a turn for the. It's still the greatest ever. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. We got a great show for you today. Today it's all about size because size matters. Okay, we're gonna talk all about swimbaits. Maybe my new flat bill hat because I'm trying to fit in like the Northern California guy. So I had this hat made. It's now available on the website. We got some great guests today. We're going to actually have Brendan on the show. We're going to have Mr. Gambit, and he's not giving away the farm. I told him, and there's no more giving away stuff. I mean, this guy talks about swim baits like there's no tomorrow, so I figured he'd be a great guest. All right, before we get started, I want to do a couple things. I want to make sure everyone's really clear on the golden tickets, okay? Golden tickets, I was giving away everything every week, and no one was claiming their prizes, so I'm going to reward you guys. I'm going to reward you guys, A, my subscribers, and B, the listeners. All right, so in the chat, you need to do two things. First of all, give me a thumbs up, because if we don't get above 23, and then, you know, I got to cancel the show and I need therapy, and then I won't be able to afford Kilimanjaro. So do me a favor. Thumbs up, write golden ticket in the chat if you're not a subscriber, and if you are a subscriber, put your golden ticket number in the chat. Actually, maybe do both. I mean, double down. We'll see what happens. And at the end of the show tonight, Jared's going to pick a winner. Now, you're not going to get my cool new hat because I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at the TV thinking, wow, I look good, especially for 53, soon to be 54. But I'm probably going to climb Kilimanjaro, but who knows. Anyway, as you guys know, everything we do is about helping you score your personal best, right? Like, we want you to have more fun on the water, and we do so through the website, our subscription box, and a new mobile app that we're going to tell you about next week. So let's start out with a celebration of some personal best because we've got some great ones, and I want to share those out. And for every person that we call out, we're going to send you a little something. So this is Paul Heaton, 3 pounds, 15 ounces. He's from Indiana. He caught this on a wacky rig with a Senko. The next guy, Ryan Wooten, 9 pounds, 9 ounces on a Texas rig. Not going to lie, I'm jealous. All right, next guy is David Yeskus, 4 pounds, 13 ounces on a Senko wacky rig. The next guy is Dan. Oh, look at that picture. He's so excited. Can you go back to that, Jared? That guy. I want to go fishing with him. I don't know if that's Randy Macho Man Savage or if that's Dan Goncalo. Either way, he looks like he's fun. Let's go to the next guy. This is Dan. This is another Dan. Oh, that was David before. This is Dan Goncalo, 4 pounds, 7 ounces. Caught in a crankbait. And last but not least, Gage Holly, 9 pounds, 7 ounces out of Alabama on a Texas rig. Thank you guys so much for sharing your PBs. I love when you guys do. I got to tell you, more people catch them on a wacky rig than anyone else, at least the people that are submitting them. So, yeah, you know, clue in at home. Maybe the wacky rig is something that's really good. So, all right, let's bring in our hosts. I mean, we're talking about size, and size matters. And I've got guys on the show that are, you know, they know a thing or two about this. So, Jared, can we bring him in or not? Well, I mean, we're gonna have Brendan and everything, but can we bring in like Raphie and Chris and yeah? Hey guys,
What's up?
Hi.
Good to be here.
yeah. I'll be honest. So I can't see the screen without my glasses on, and every time I walked into the back house or I see the screen, I see the red hat, and I immediately thought you were wearing a Santa hat. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I had to go find a flat brim, and I'm super happy you did, because if you came in the reduced crown dad hat, I was going to say no swim bait talk.
Yeah.
So you made the right call today. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Doing the best I can. So today we're talking about swim baits. I know you're in NorCal, and everybody up there loves the swim baits, and we've got a couple guests that do nothing but talk about size matters. Raphie knows a thing or two about size matters.
From the opposite perspective.
Right.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter. I got a couple here. I brought some Raphie size swim baits. I mean, there's Raphie size swim baits. It's fine. I mean, it's like normal.
It's a little too wide for me.
It's all right. So it comes in all sizes. We don't discriminate with swim bait size here, so it's fine. We got sizes for everybody.
Oh, swim baits. Got it.
Yeah, that's okay. It's focus. Swim bait size matters. Feed the fish what they want. I have this whole discussion with my boys, but we'll stay off that topic. So, are you ready for this? Because I think it's more of a cult following. Have we warned the listeners that they might become addicted? They might never come up for air. They may never throw a wacky rig ever again. And once you start swim baiting, like I got candles up above. I had to light some candles before. This is a pretty serious topic.
That's some real West Coast stuff right there. Lighting candles and swim bait mafia.
Oh, there's I'm telling you this, and there is swim bait culture, swim bait underground, swim bait mafia. I don't know if you made a sacrifice today to the swim bait gods. This is religion for people.
Yeah. All right. We buried a swim bait in the backyard, but we should probably bring on at least one of our guests.
Yeah, let's bring on. So our guest today, one of our guests today is no stranger to the show because he's called in at least 100 times. And normally we talk about his mom's dinner, but he has been dying to talk about swim baits, and he knows a thing or two about them. So let's bring on Brendan and welcome him to the show. So how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, Rick. Good to be here. Happy to talk big baits. I can't wait.
Good to see you. And if I'm being 100% honest, this is the first time I've ever seen your face.
Same.
Wow. Not me, because I watch his YouTube videos.
I'm just
or at least way back when he was pouring baits back as fishing
the southeast. Yeah,
and it was like the experiment videos, and like everything would blow up, and like he would have like just plastic all over his hands. All right.
Yeah, but
and
I
Brendan,
don't have
you
time
must be
to
very
watch.
excited. Yeah, Brendan, you must be very excited because I don't have the ability to hang up on you this show.
That's what I'm super excited for, because no one can hang me up right now. Only Rick has the power. Or sorry, Jared.
Yeah.
No. You were right the first time.
You sure? You sure about that?
Yeah.
Rick just
really
signals
runs the show.
He signals and you're gone. So be careful.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk.
Can I kick this off? Can I
Please.
kick this off? Or okay.
Please. I mean, it's your anniversary month, by the way.
It
Oh,
is.
happy
It
anniversary.
is. It's going to be. Thank you. It's going to be 17 years on October 22nd. I'm 90% sure that's correct.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about swim baits, and it's crazy to me because swim baits means little paddle tail swim baits, and it also means like $1,200 just like 13-inch baits that you're like throwing. Mm-hmm. Is this all hype and BS? Like, is this just some West Coast thing trying to be different, or are swim baits legitimate, and is anything really biting at that? I guess is my biggest question.
Yeah, I mean, swim baits are definitely widespread, especially in the Northeast part. They're like, you'd be surprised at how many orders and people like to fish big baits up there, but they're definitely not a gimmick. Some of the baits are kind of hyped up to what they are. Some baits, I'm not going to name any names, but some of them are probably,
Come on. We're all
why are you holding back?
Okay.
Come on, Brandon.
This is the name show.
Yeah. And do you have some in front of you? I brought a whole bunch, so I have some we can share.
Fix, could you hang up on Brendan, please?
On it.
I have probably a couple $100 worth of swim baits, maybe a couple thousand. I don't know. We're sitting right here, so if you guys, I have plenty of things to show. But his swim baits are a little bit hyped up, in my opinion, anyway. It's just a bait. It's just a bait. It is not worth $500.
Wait, who's swim baits?
Paul Smith.
Okay, Paul Smith.
So and I'll tell you, Paul.
He's helped me.
You mean the guy with the pink wall?
He only charges $300. So this is the fun topic, but he does. You get like a T-shirt, the branding. The guy's a stud with marketing. I've made him socks several times. The last gathering, he was giving out kids Lego sets before the Lego sets went away because people are standing in line overnight. So you're exactly right. There's something about baits. There's something about how much time you put in the baits, what they make, what they catch, all these things. And then it's this whole, when I said a cult following, Piz literally has a cult following. Yeah, and it's incredible to see it. That's the fun of this. And we'll get into that later. I'm excited that you're able to share that because it's cool that you know these guys because you can talk the talk. And so I'm excited to chat with you about this because it is truly an addiction, I think, for some people. And
who is it?
It doesn't make us catch. So Piz Swim Baits is like one of the folklore. You can't get their baits. So I mean, I'll share this like before you keep going. This bait right here, UFO.
Eric makes some good baits.
The mothership. Eric makes incredible baits. you can't get them. Like you got to wait for drops. You can't, it's not going to be in a subscription box. You can't go on a website for these guys. It's like, hey, I dictate the market. This is what I've been able to put together, and they sell out immediately. So it's an interesting concept.
Help me understand this. Okay, so let's just take Piz Custom, or UFO or any one of these guys. So they come out with a bait, and they're gonna do a drop, and they say we've made 100 of these. And the price is whatever, $300 each.
Up to $300. Perfect example. $300. Eric works on these. Him and his wife do every piece of it, hand painted, the whole bit. 100 baits, and he's going to tell you when they're going to go online. And they can say you can either buy one, you can buy two. If I catch you reselling these online for more than retail, I will refund your money and block you from buying future baits. Like it's not, this is not just a baby cult. This is like, you're indoctrinated into a tribe. And I don't know if you have to get a tattoo to get in or what you actually, or how but it's incredible, Rick. They literally say, I will have 100, and it'll go like to auction, and immediately those 100 baits are gone. Probably less than 5 minutes.
Okay, but what makes these baits? All right, the paint aside, okay, but like, are they? What are they made of?
Rick, are you asking how we can become a masturbator?
Yeah, exactly.
That's for Monday morning's meeting.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. Let's learn as much as we can, Raphie, and then let's figure out how to make some money.
Right. Sorry, Rick.
No problem, Raphie. It's okay. Nobody can hear us. Gotcha.
So Brendan, take this, because baits are made out of a lot, and I know you do some wood ones, resin poured. Like, tell us about what's the bait made out of?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different materials people make out of them. You can actually make them out of foam. 2-part resin or urethane resin is most of the time the most common thing that most big baits are made out of. Then you have baits that are made of soft plastic, which is a plastic. Then you also have other baits that are made out of silicone, which is a stronger, it's not plastic, but it's much stronger. So that's what they make their molds out of most of the time. And then there's also wood. Wood is my favorite. It's a natural product. It has a different sound than resin. And there's not too many ways to actually replicate it, I should say consistently, because wood is a natural product. It's very inconsistent because it's it grows. It's not, not something you can pour in a shop. It has to be done by hand carved with a knife, or it has to be done on a CNC or duplicator, however you like to say it. So wood is my personal favorite. I use wood and soft plastic most of the time. I don't mess with resin anymore, really, unless it's like for certain baits that need the resin. But yeah, those are the most common materials.
What kind of wood? You just go cut down an apple tree and start like...
Yeah, there's certain kinds of wood that work better. I mean, northern basswood is my preferred wood if I'm making a big bait.
Well, northern basswood?
Wait, northern basswood? Stop it.
It's a perfect name. Perfect name. No, it's legit. It's legit. It's
Brendan, we're already impressed with you and your knowledge. You don't have to make up wood types, all right?
No, come on. And then there's this is my, like, for a big bait, this is my favorite wood. It's Japanese Niki cypress. It's cut from below the water line in a certain river in Japan. It has a beautiful wood grain. It carves amazingly. That's my favorite wood of all time for big baits. But then if you're going with like little crankbaits and stuff, balsa is, you can't really beat it. It's like super perfect. It floats nice and high, depending on how you seal it and depending on how you make it so it doesn't like break down after a while. Because like old Bagleys, after 25 or 50 fish, the Bagley the bait's falling apart. So you need to know how to seal it correctly. You need to know all the stuff to make it perfectly work.
I just want to say thank you for Brendan for ruining this month's box. We got a Bagley in it, and
I'm not saying no.
It's okay. No, it's.
I said old Bagley.
It's totally fine.
Old Bagley.
Oh yeah, the new ones
made in Florida. I promise you, the ones made in Florida in like the 70s and the 70s, those ones are pretty not durable.
Don't worry, these ones are made in Ukraine, so
Rick,
you can feel.
Rick, I know it's a little early, but could we say goodbye to Brendan and bring on Gambit? I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. He's making up trees, and he's talking about baits. Like, I went online to check it out, like on Tackle Warehouse. Roman made these different things. The baits are $1,100 for a wooden bait, natural wood. It looks like wood. It doesn't even look like a fish, and it's $1,100. So He's spot on. That's what's out there.
Common misconception: Roman maids are not handmade. They are done on a CNC. I mean, they're handmade, but they're done on a CNC. Most people think they're hand carved by this one dude. There's no way. Yeah. No way. You can see the carving. You can see the CNC marks where the CNC machine passes, and the dude cut it open. And there's the notch holes where it fits on the machine and stuff. But yeah,
you know, another misconception is that Raphie hung up on you 2 weeks ago.
I hung up on him. Hold on. I hung up on him last week also.
True. So maybe what we should do today, Brendan, is maybe we should put Raphie in a timeout and we should hang up on him.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Come on, man.
Shut up. Turn his mic off. Timeout room. No mic. You're
is
out.
there a way to turn off his mic, Jared? Yeah. Yeah. This is the best version I've ever seen of Raphie right now. Raphie, thank you for interrupting me again.
Wow. He's nice.
Great. All right. Is there a way to replace Raphie? Like leave him in the timeout room and replace him with Mr. Gambit? Like, can you call Mr. Gambit? This would be amazing.
Yeah.
Wow! Woohoo! Buddies, what's up, boys? And I love it that you guys talked about wood swim baits, because when you're throwing those wood swim baits, there's nothing pretending like you're a Top Gun and said, wood's been hit, wood's been hit. It's so much fun throwing those big baits.
Okay. Two things. First of all, Jared, you put Brendan in the timeout room and Raphie's still on the screen. And secondly, who else is finally excited to see what Mr. Gambit looks like?
The boonie hat he's got, like, he's looking good. He looks sharp.
Yeah.
I got this boonie hat, baby. There's nothing like a cotton boonie hat, man. I'm ready for battle. When you're on the yak, you're on the boat, the sun's not beating down on your head. It is so cool, man, and the chicks dig it too.
What kind of operation is Chicks running? I'm not even in timeout right.
Yeah, not even in timeout.
Why are we hearing his voice?
Wait, hold on, Jared. Did you hang up on Brendan?
No, he's
oh my God!
Oh no!
This is perfect. I thought we were done with it.
No, we're not done with Brendan. Brendan's coming on. Raphie's in the timeout room. All right, we need Brendan back.
Okay.
And Gambit back.
Oh.
Wait, no, I don't know what I'm advocating for.
Okay. All right. Okay,
Chris,
so
what kind of show are you running here?
yeah. Oh, look.
Jared's in charge of the Enterprise, and the Enterprise right now is off course. Bring it back on course. We need warp speed.
All right. So to bring this all back, so for those of you tuning in, today's show is about size matters. And I promise you the show will only last 36 hours. Anything longer than 36 hours, and you're watching the wrong show. So the golden tickets, remember, if you're a subscriber, hit the thumbs up. Put your golden ticket number in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, give me the thumbs up. We got to get past 60 or we got problems. And write golden ticket in the chat. At the end of the show today, Jared's going to pick a couple people and give away some stuff. I still got the boxes right here, so we're good to go. All right, so we're talking about swim baits. Jared's working hard to bring Brendan back because he's better looking than Raphie.
And I don't
there we go.
There we go. What's up, B? What's happening? This is our show, man. We're talking about baits, and not necessarily talking about big baits. They're talking about the size matter. It only matters when you're in the right moment. You got the right moment in time, and they want something big, you give it to her big. You want something small, you give it to her small. When she's a big bass, you got to give her what she wants. Don't play with a big bass. If she wants the bait, you give her what she needs.
Right. Okay, so when we last left off, Brendan was ripping apart the $1,100 Roman baits because they were
they're not even handmade.
They're not even handmade. You can see the marks from the CNC Music Factory, and basically what he said was, I wouldn't be caught throwing one of those. Isn't that what you said, Brendan?
No, not necessarily. I want a mother. I want a Roman-made mother, but
okay. No. What's a Roman-made mother? I don't know.
That's the brand. That's the brand he was talking about. It's really a large scale. That's kind of like started the craze. Roman-made. Not all fishing stores could even have. them.
Mother is not
mother. Like it's just like it's one of their baits, and so it's just a really big mother, and it's.
You ever heard that term says, what did Public Enemy say? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Okay, guys, even little baits still work. This is one of them little savage gears. Who cares? Long as a fish will eat it, you just say, come on, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, and it's cheap and she eats it. All you want to know is, will this fish eat a bait? That's all you're doing. But the addiction, it is no lie. When you see a fish eat a bait that swims, it's unique. The addiction starts and the buying starts also. You just can't get carried away with buying those super expensive baits, because if you do, you will be out of a lot of money every year. Before the end of the year, you'll be,
Okay.
How many thousands did I spend on baits? And then you'll be like, damn, I spent that much.
Yeah, but the South is riddled with double wide trailers and $60,000 bass boats. So to tell me that I'm going to then throw a $300 bait or more into the water and hope that it comes back doesn't feel like a solid bet to me.
Well, it stings every time you lose a big bait. Now, trust me.
No, stop.
The first bait I
gotta
lost
stop
that
you.
cost
No,
money,
I have
it
to
was about $40, and that was a BBZ. It hurts. Every time you lose a bait, it stings. You feel that sting like, can I get it back?
I'm going to stop you right there. And I'm going to ask Brendan. Brendan, if you threw a bait and it cost $500, and do you have a $500 bait in your around there? Oh my God! Like, let me give you a tip.
There you
It's earnings season. NVIDIA and AMD. I'm going to leave that. Okay. So, if you threw a $500 bait into the water and it got hung up, you're going in, right?
No, I'm not going in. I just have.
He got gators in his water. He can't.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna ask a reasonable. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna ask a reasonable man.
Right. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I'm going
okay.
in.
Yeah, Chris. Please.
I got 6 kids. I hang up. I'm going swimming. I'm going to retrieve it. I'm going to tie off where it's at if I cannot pull this thing back. And if I can't find it, I might go and scrounge around and find somebody to get me some scuba tanks. But in our lake, we have a guy. We call him Chris. He's a tree guy. He'll go in and retrieve it. You lose your rod combo. He's like, call me, tell me where it's at. He'll go down. If he needs a metal detector to find your rod, he's got it. Baits. I was just talking to Eric with UFO. He went down and he found one of his rods. Baits are retrieved. I am not leaving a $300 bait. I'll go swimming for anything.
No chance.
Yeah, not a chance I'm leaving a $500 bait in the water.
What's Raphie doing?
He's going to write backwards messages like help me on his screen. We'll see if that. Yeah, Rick, I'm with you. The bait craze. It's kind of, I liken it to maybe a surfboard. I just got to announce the Maverick Surf Awards. It was in Half Moon Bay. And there's surf shapers have shaped boards. And it's like this whole blood, sweat, tears, the nostalgia of what they've shaped. They've poured it into making that bait. I promise you, I fish a lot of baits, and I'll share some right here. So I use this bait. It's by Molix. It's awesome. We're talking $30. It's their Glide 178. It catches so many fish. Carl Jacobson helped design it. All this backing, but when a person, I know some baits are made by pouring. They normally carve a bait first, and it's an artistic representation of what they think a fish looks like. They carve it first. Sometimes they'll actually make it. They might make it out of wax, make it out of wood. Really good guys will scan it and then duplicate the opposite side so it's exactly perfect in proportion, which is a really cool thing because most beautiful people, if you cut their face down the middle, it looks the same both sides. Mine's really crooked, but that's in nature. Things that are proportionate like that work better. It's going to swim better. So it gets really technical. And then you have the heritage of a brand. And we talked about Piz. Piz has this heritage. He kind of grew up like he's a skateboarder. He had a brain injury. And so all these things where this guy has made this following. And I use the word cult because it's literally a cult. You're throwing a bait that's connected to everybody else that fishes that bait. And then I can say it's not so much of I'm using this to fill a bag in a tournament, because most of these swim bait crowd, crew, whatever you want to call it, they'll go and fish tournaments, but it's about the folklore of fishing with the history. Look at, he's eating paste. Get him out of there. Oh my gosh, this kid.
He's going to chew on an X-Wing fighter. Oh my God.
My son right now, if my son saw this, he would be having a heart attack. No, Raphie, no.
Your son's Lego?
Oh my God, Raphie.
So bad. So Rick, I mean, the easy answer is like we all spend money on crazy things. Buying I think there's a cool factor that we should talk about is like the flat brim hats and how do you become cool? What does it mean to be cool? I have this big, like an argument against people that think they're cooler than other people. Cause literally we're going after fish that are around 10 pounds. And I mean, how cool is that? The fish really aren't that big, and go argue with a guy that has a $10 million tuna boat and see who's cooler. That's not the discussion, but it is this kind of an underground garage built street thug gangster. And when I say cult, it almost becomes this gang where these people become family. And then you're like, I don't care what the bait costs. I've got this boat. It's ridiculous. Unless you're Jeremy, I've got my $5,000 forward facing sonar and I'm putting $7 a gallon here in California. You're spending so much money to fish to throw a $300 bait that puts you into this subculture cool crew as a family. I'm just going to say it's kind of a cool thing to be a part of. So it's an interesting take.
So why don't more people get into it? Like Brendan, like, as much as anyone that I know about swim baits. And I know that, like, you have Brown Bait Co., but why aren't you doing this at scale?
Doing what at scale? Like
dropping 100 baits.
Oh, well, I just enjoy it. That's my thing, is I just love doing it. So I do it, I'm about 2 or 3 months out on orders right now. So there's a long wait list. That's the sort of thing I would just roll with. I do everything by hand. I don't want to pump out baits. I don't want to make money. I just want to enjoy myself doing it. And I think the most common thing that people think when they say, oh, I don't want to get into swim baits because it's too expensive or the fish don't bite those kind of baits. And those are both wrong. You can go and buy cheap baits like the Mag Draft or a Huddleston. Those are both really cheap baits to go with,
What's cheap?
Or
Define
a
cheap.
bullshad.
$50?
Define cheap. That would be like under $50.
Okay.
And, you're not going to lose a ton of baits if you have a plug knocker and if you know what you're doing, So a plug knocker, when I was talking about, I would not go in for this bait. I would just use my plug knocker. So Toothy Fisherman makes one. You just slide it onto your line, send it down there. It pops your bait right off. You reel it all back in. So if it does get snagged underwater, and I use the plug knocker and I can't get it under, I might go, I'll probably go in there. But I recently casted off one of these guys after I was skipping docks with it. It's a 316 workhorse, and I lost it, and it's still sitting at the bottom of the lake. So I drug a cast net around, and I couldn't find it. So there goes $300. So I was just like, well, it's the price you pay.
No, stop.
It is what it is.
No, wait a minute. You drop. How much you sell your baits for? $1,000?
No.
Okay, then $300. You go into the water, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Stop trying to get the kid killed. You're not going that water, Brandon. You just turned 18. Gators. Knock it off, Rick. You're trying to get the kid killed. You don't have to go in there and get killed for a damn bait. It's just a damn bait. Now listen to me.
Yeah.
When Brandon designs a bait that is really, really hot, that means who's going to step to Brandon? Spro's going to step to Brandon like they do the other guys. You see the frenzy of that damn Spro bait that they went to a bait maker that says, make this in volume and let us give you a lot of money for doing it. That's what happens to baits that catch fish. When a designer makes a bait that catches a lot of fish, there's somebody with a lot of money, pours a lot of money in his pocket. Here's a sack of money. Can we duplicate your bait in volume? And usually they give you a go and let you do it. And that's how it usually works. And the bait guys don't do anything until someone brings them a bag of money.
Okay, so that being said, like, you guys know Jerry Rago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, he's
know of him, yeah. I don't know him.
Done this at scale for people like Thunder. There's probably 15 brands on Tackle Warehouse he's designed baits for. Like, why wouldn't I then just take, like you just said, Spro? Let's just use Spro as your example so we don't name names, Mr. Gambit. Why wouldn't I just take a Roman-made bait, give it to a factory, reverse engineer it, and then come up with the blanks and give them to my favorite painter and have him custom paint them all and then sell them for, instead of $500, let me sell them for $200.
Okay, Rick, it's also about street cred. You just can't take another man's thing and you're going to take it and just duplicate it and say, we're going to duplicate this guy who made a top-notch bait. You will get trashed throughout that community doing that. So that's why people just don't knock off other guys' big baits like that and do it.
Got it.
Like, when, Rick, down the road, like that, you go buy your Louis Vuitton bag at the auction for like $22 or your Folkley glasses or whatever. That's the same gig, is doing that in this culture. And it happens at times where you've got this you got this Chad Shad that everyone's super excited about. He looks really good like that, actually. That's a perfect spot. The best. I'm gonna give him a sticker when he goes home in his shirt for best behavior today. Like, he's been great.
It's funny.
But there's this whole thing is the guys in the bait world, they do see their baits copied. And this comes out every once in a while. And this is what's happening now with your bigger brands, because they do want a bait that works. Multi-million-dollar legacy brands will say, hey, here's a cool garage bait. I'm going to copy this. This works. And then they are having those made in China. And then people are holding up baits side by side saying, hey, like you mentioned something like that with a bait that Indy showed you, like, hey, it looks similar to this. That's really what's going on right now, is not giving the credibility to the bait garage builder. That, I mean, we're talking thousands of hours of research and taking the baits, and I'll tell you, like, I may be pumping this up a little bit, but I know Eric, and I live like in Willy Wonka's factory of swim baits. So Eric lives here. He makes these himself. Eric goes out to Park 4 where I live and sits there with them all lip hanging around a box, and he throws it and he burns it and he barely walks it and he twitches it and he doesn't quite like it. So he tweaks it and then he takes the next one. And we're talking about consistency. A lot of guys will mass produce these baits, and you'll get a bait and it's incredible and I love it. Oh, I got to go buy another one. You got to buy 10, 15 baits to get one to swim the same. And so
that's exactly right.
When you have a factory pumping them out, it doesn't matter, because the machines, the difference where the BBs are set and all the different weight displacements. Guys that are garage bait brands, the best ones, they swim test every bait. They tune them. And so, if you get a bait from UFO that's a reputable brand, it's going to swim the same every time you replace your bait. And one thing is these baits, like, I'm talking to them, they're like, yeah, I've caught 1,000 fish. I've fished this thing for 5,000 hours. The hook rash is so bad, they're starting to get to where the hooks can catch into their own bait themselves. And I'm sure, Brendan, you have something like that. It's like your favorite bait. This $300 purchase, you break down the amount of fish you catch out of a bag of plastics for $6. You're going to blow through all this plastic. One plastic trailer works for 3 fish, maybe. Now all of a sudden you've got a bait that you can catch 1,000 fish on. I mean, $1 per catch, you got a pretty darn good deal. I mean, you're talking 50 cents, maybe like 25 cents a catch, where other baits you're spending $2-3, and that's every time you catch a fish, you spend $2. So upfront cost is kind of scary. The family folklore legacy that you're getting to fish with, it's an investment. It's kind of like an opportunity to buy your way into the cool crowd. I mean, that's literally what I think part of it. And it's this whole romantic thing. I'll tell you, when somebody sends me a bait they've made, I am scared to death to make it catch a fish. And this whole pressure of, like, I'm throwing somebody's handmade custom bait and I want it to work so bad. I'm nervous of how I'm fishing it, but the reward when you catch a fish on something like that, you can't wait to tell the bait designer. And then they're so excited as well. They're like, oh my gosh, it's cool. I told you this thing would work.
The best.
I mean, you know that, Brent. When somebody catches your baits, like, I go back to tying flies. When I tied my first fly as a kid and caught a fish on it, it was like, this is magical. I can live in the wilderness and I can survive. Yeah. But Brandon, when somebody catches a fish, tell me what that feels like. Like, you make a bait, somebody catches a fish on your bait. Try to put that in words.
Hold on, guys. Okay, so before you even does that, hold on before you say that. Just know, Rick, you see a big fish follow the freaking bait. Even if it doesn't bite the bait, you're hooked, throwing the damn bait continuously, because long as that fish is attracted to that bait, that's why the crazy addiction. You just know the big fish is going to bite it. All right, Brandon. Sorry, go ahead.
You're all good, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Hey, somebody get him a straw. Have him get him a straw and see if he can drink through his nose the next time we go back to it. Come on, this is entertainment.
We are going to open the phone lines at some point, right? Jared, do me a favor. Well, Brendan's going to answer that question or make a comment, but let's open the phone lines and let's hear what you guys have to say, or what you think about these overpriced, cult-like following rib for your pleasure swim baits.
All right, Brandon, we want to hear. What does it feel like when you design it, you make it, and you see them, they catch fish?
Yeah, it's almost like catching a fish yourself with it. It's literally like that good. Like, you get a feeling, like you get a, not a rush of adrenaline, but you get a feeling in your inside that you're just like, that's amazing. I was able to put those hours into that bait, and just see that somebody else can enjoy using it just as much as I did making it and taking all those years to design it. It's just the best. It's literally the best. And another thing about big baits is you can almost always get back your money into it, sometimes double, because like some baits are hyped up at the moment. So some baits like Piz baits are hyped up at right now. A little while ago, UFO baits were hyped up to $500, $600 a bait, and now they've come down to where you can buy them at retail on Swimbait Underground or Swimbait Universe. So think of it as an investment, because I could go and sell this workhorse for $280, $290 probably right now.
And I'm glad I'm old enough to believe. Don't believe the hype. I mean, I know there's baits out there that cost that much, but man, I try to stay away from the hype. The hype will make you bring your credit card out and order. Stay away from that hype.
Hey Rick, can I ask you on a personal side?
Yeah.
Your son got into college, right?
He did, yeah.
His own work, but you're kind of involved in that. How'd that make you feel?
I was so proud. I mean, I was so proud because, like, he had his choice of any university in the country.
So that dad moment that you felt, that is when you give birth to your bait, when you create something, you've seen it from the beginning, you've carved. It's cool when you can finally talk to these people. It's like, Brendan, I'm sure, do you have some of your original baits that were terrible and you can't catch fish and you worked on that whole legacy of the hours he spent? I asked Eric specifically and he showed me this thing. He's like, I could probably tune it now to catch fish, but it didn't. His whole legacy of what he's become as a bait designer, builder, maker is presented to you. He's the dad of that bait company. And so when you catch a fish, like Brendan's saying, hey, my kids just caught a fish with my kid, whatever you want to put it to words. It's like, it's such a cool, proper pride filling thing, you know? So that
makes a lot of sense.
It's beyond just buying a bait and the faceless brand of whatever big brand is out there. You're supporting a family, you're supporting an individual. They're making these baits, and then man, they're elated when you catch a fish on them. So it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get it. That makes a lot of sense. Let's
Rick, I'm going to tell you right now, Rick, Epic Eric just went to one of these swim bait conventions.
I saw that.
And you definitely got to go in and check out one of the conventions. You'll see these guys firsthand. You'll get a feel of what they're doing. If you haven't met a few of them, these are the guys who sit there and you look at them and they'll go, this is what I've been doing. You can tell they work their ass off putting these baits together and they're showing them off.
All right. So for people that are listening into this show that aren't really familiar with, like, what is Swimbait Underground? Is that like for like sneakers? We're like, like, all right. Tell me what Swimbait. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So do it. Jump in there.
Okay, so Swimbaits Underground is a brand. They do collaborations with bait makers. They make apparel. The biggest thing is they make a forum. So it's an online forum. You sign up for it. You sign in. You get your account set up. And it's basically a wealth of knowledge. And you can also buy baits from there. That's where I buy most of my baits because you can get them for under retail. You can get kind of hash out prices.
MONSTERBASS?
I've actually found...
Sorry, go ahead. Nothing.
Oh. And you can, I actually found a Corrado for $68 on there. So they have normal like reels on there and rods and all sorts of stuff that individuals are selling. It's like eBay, but only for swim baits. And then there's a section for, cast to catch photos and videos. And then there's a section for bait makers. There's all sorts of stuff on there. So it's basically just a wealth of knowledge. So if you want to, get on there and ask questions, you get so many answers. It's a really, really good place to go if you want to get answers to some questions that, you've had trouble, finding out. And then there's also Swimbait Universe, which is a Facebook page, basically the same thing. Except they don't do like shirts and stuff. I mean, they do shirts and stuff.
Got it.
They're not as prevalent as far as the website goes.
It's a community forum where I can go to learn everything that I want to know about swim baits, whether I'm whether I'm new or whether I'm an expert. That's where I go. All right, cool.
It's what gang you're joining. Can I share? So we got these socks here. So got Swimbait Culture. So Swimbait Culture is Big Gus Inc. He's an amazing tattoo artist. He's in the swim bait world. He loves it. We did these autism socks together. We supported autism. Up here we had Toxic Days. So Caesar, everyone gets together. It's literally what gang you want to join that becomes your family. And that's what I tease about. It's like you go to these gatherings. You got to wait in line overnight to get an opportunity to spend your money. That is pretty crazy. It's kind of special when you really think about the dedication of people. They want to be a part of a family. They want to be part of a culture. It's this total subculture that exists in fishing. It's a pretty special thing to be a part of. It's beyond the $300 and the hope that you can catch monster fish too. And that's what we haven't gotten into, is like understanding when you're taking a bait and just talking to Eric, it's like he's got this new thing where he twitches the bait and spins it back, and he thinks it's making eye contact with the fish, and then he burns it back away. And there's reasons, like scientifically, why fish follow other fish, and what it's doing is it territorial, is competing for food. It's not just coming up and eating this other fish. Exactly like Gambit was saying, like you could use anything. I don't care. Like I've got other brands that I love. Like we're talking G-Rat baits, we're baits, Sneaky Pete's, all these different things, 20, 30, 40 bucks. You do not have to jump in and become a cult member right away.
Right.
But understanding the evolution of it all, it's this fun thing. I call some of them from the stores are like a gateway drug. You're going to get into this where later on, when you start as an art curator, you're going to buy maybe something, but I know you and I were talking about buying the Bob Ross picture. At some point, you're going to want to have Monet and your Bob Ross side by side. But first, it's going to be a paint by numbers. And so that's the thing, is you get into this swim bait thing. Gambit, you hit a bunch of things and you probably didn't realize. A search bait, there's nothing better than throwing a monster swim bait where these fish involved in coupling, and you think of how fish swim in schools, their natural reaction is like, hey, what's going on? I'm going to follow that person. I'm going to come off of my cover and I'm going to go over there. If they're territorial, they might come in and bite it. But if you're just trying to see what lives in your water, throw a huge swim bait, throw a ridiculously huge swim bait and have it just naturally retrieve. Don't twitch it. Don't try to get it to strike. If it's a fish looking for competition for food, it's simply like, wow, what's that? I'm going to go see what it's going after. And those big fish have to come off their cover and chase it.
To me, that's better than forward-facing sonar. When you're talking about groups of fish, those things will come up to check it out no matter what. You follow it with a deep diving crank or whatever, or a smaller bait, and usually you get bit. And there's my man with hats.
What is he doing?
Oh God.
That's pretty good, actually.
Oh my God.
Californians. Golly.
Yeah. Hey, we're it's a blue state. It's a blue state.
We're a special breed over here. Marijuana's been legal for a while. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And just touching on that, like followers thing. This is the bait that's got me the most followers. I personally like to get followers, but if it's better to have committers than it is to have followers.
Sure.
But this bait has showed me the most fish ever. This is a Depths 250. I believe anyway, the reason that it shows the most fish and it catches a lot of big ones is because it has the rubber skin on it, so it's super quiet. And I always change out the hooks to make them super small, very undersized. They're basically crankbait hooks, honestly. Super small hooks, has that super quiet joint. Super silent. Sorry, the mic is right here, but super silent, has the rubber skin, so the hooks and the rings aren't banging up against the side of the bait like an ABS bait or a resin bait or a wooden bait. It's a very quiet bait. It's very natural. So that's why soft baits and Depths 250s, I believe anyway, catch the most fish, or the biggest fish, I should say, because they know the difference. They know it.
Brennan, do you do a follow-up bait? And this is the one thing that it's really hard to get swim bait people to be honest. And this is why you have all these people that caught their biggest fish on a wacky rig. One of the best things to do, you pull 2 or 3 followers out and they're following your bait. They turn back around to go back to the dock they're living under. Skip a Cinco up underneath that thing and watch how fast they eat that bait. So I use a jerk bait a lot, something that's exactly like Mr. Gambit saying, show them the big size first and then knock them out with this little tiny bait. A ball head jig with it, no matter what kind of soft pit tail, like a paddle tail, Neko rig, jerk bait. What do you use as a follow-up bait?
Yeah, so I use a lot of a big 10-inch Senko sometimes, depending on the temperature and if it's super hot out or whatever. But a lot of the time, my follow-up bait is going to be a soft bait, a small soft bait, like a 6-inch soft bait. This one's actually 7 inches, Working Class Zero Citizen. My favorite soft bait of all time. You can fish it like a frog, you can fish it like a regular swim bait, but my favorite thing is to bounce it off the bottom. Most people think, oh, you got to reel your swim bait, you got to reel it. No, you can bounce it off the bottom. That's what HUDs are most of the time used for. That's really where I've caught the biggest fish on soft baits, is bouncing them on the bottom. So
you
that's
ever
my follow-up
dead stick
bait.
You ever dead stick a big bait like that? Because we've had a lot of talks lately is having these even a wake bait, and it's cast. I mean, these monster wake baits, they're casting a big shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I was teasing because when you normally, like if you're fishing a spook or something, and you're moving a wake bait, comes in and it pauses. It's like when the fish gets up to it, they're like, that's obviously not something I want to eat. The thing is now, if you have this wake bait that they come up to and they're like, oh, it's a custom painted exact red ear bluegill. I'm not sure that what that is.
He's first.
He's like, I'm going to eat that. So that's that reality is like the pause, the dead stick, big swim baits moving and looking like a dying bait fish of some sort. That you're exactly right. People miss out on that a lot. It's not just the retrieve. It's not just the twitch. That pause, whether on top of the water or on the bottom, you're going to crush it catching some big fish that way.
Yeah, totally.
I got a question for you guys. Okay, so let's say I've built up my brand. I'm an experienced bait maker. I don't want to hand carve them from wood. I want to pour them from. I'm assuming that you pour them from resin. Is that correct, Brendan?
No, I do everything by wood now. I used to do resin.
No. But if you were to use resin, you're pouring it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I build up a name. Like, why couldn't I go and collaborate with an experienced bait maker like Rago or Piz or
KGB,
Brendan,
whatever,
and make a line of swim baits that you normally sell them for $300. We're gonna give them to you for $80.
They do.
I'll
answer that.
I like Ketchko, and look at what happened with the Shad when Ketchko teamed up. He knew already that they needed a big bait maker with reputation too, Rick. You got to be reputation of catching fish,
right.
And then they got to have specifications at exactly working like the original handmade bait. That means these guys are not going to sign off on anything just looking like it. It's got to swim like it. It's got to produce just like the original. And if it doesn't produce like the original, ain't nobody going to sign off on it because these guys are still going to be making baits in their labs and stuff. They're not going to just let you just go off and ruin their name so they can't make any more baits. That means you got to do something with that one-time run, and you got to, if you're going to keep doing it, keep making good baits. That's why Mike Buka, he went through and giving Catchcoat the green light on doing small baits, mid-sized baits, and a bunch of different baits.
Interesting. Okay, so now I'm by myself, and I miss you guys. I just want to let everyone at home know that I miss all of our guests. And could I have Raphie back at least? I mean, I miss Raphie too. Well, I mean, clearly something's going on.
Yeah, they all got booted.
I don't know about that. So,
That's weird. Huh.
Jared.
Yeah. Well, no, let me put you on single screen, I guess.
I'm going to see if everyone else is here.
That's weird. Huh. All right. Well, let me put you on just you.
Where is everyone? Can you bring me on with T-Rex or something? Like, I feel like I don't understand.
I don't either, dude. I have no idea.
Chris Brown wants
What's
to know.
happening there?
Hold on, hold on to yours. Somebody's asking for the phone number. What's the phone number? 323. What is it? I don't actually know.
210.
Yeah, 210.
323-210-4180.
4180. I'm going to put it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. 4180. I'm not going to lie. I thought we were having a pretty good show, and now everybody's gone. So T-Rex, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you waiting the 5-6 minutes, but I don't know. I doubt you had a question for me, but did you want to talk about the Stone Cold Steve Austin biography, or did you want to talk about Swimbaits?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I've been busy with the wife being out of town, and we're getting ready to fish the One Bass U.S. Open in a couple weeks.
Okay,
so I've just been getting everything ready. And
so you were going to call in though and talk about Swimbaits?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I would definitely, if I lost a $300 swim bait in the water, I would definitely strip down to my chones and jump in and go after it.
100%. Anyone that says that they wouldn't go chase a $300 bait, I call bullshit. And yeah, I know it's a kid-friendly
Right.
show, but there's no way. Listen, none of us are making 7 figures a year. I mean, most of us. And there's no question. Every one of you is calling in, that calls in or watches this show. You're jumping in the water after a $300 bait all day. All day. I don't know. Did we lose T-Rex too?
No, I'm here.
Okay, thank God. Starting to get nervous.
Yeah. I'll be here till Raphie hangs up on.
Yeah, I don't even know where Raphie is. Like I feel like, you know, in the pursuit of. Oh, here, you want to sit over here? Here's Raphie. Come here, Bauer. Move. Look at this. Look at it. I got T-Rex on the phone. You can't even hear. Oh, you want to hear him? Here, you can put this in your ear. We had this really great show, and then the whole thing fell apart.
I was in timeout. What happened?
Yeah, I had a great show going on.
Hey. Oh, hi. It was really hard. It was really hard for me.
What
It was really hard for me.
Yeah, we
Please
got
tell
it.
me that's
I
not
think you should
underwear on his
focus,
head.
Fix, on not on the microphone. You should focus on getting my guests back. Wait, the recording stopped?
You're still on, but I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out. Don't know. I have no idea. Everything was great.
Okay, you know that I was in timeout and couldn't
Yeah.
do anything, right?
Yeah, this wasn't your fault.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't your fault, Raphie.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Please tell me
Thanks,
that's
T-Rex.
not
You
underwear
saved
on
me.
your head.
Doo-doo-doo.
I feel like, what was it? Tom Hanks? What was the movie? Castaway?
Yeah.
Like that's
Wilson!
Yeah.
That's real. That is real. I was going a little crazy in there.
I really don't know.
Hey, so back to the swim bait thing.
Yeah.
Throwing a swim bait is definitely in my wheelhouse. I do have some swim baits made by Sanger Lures here in California.
Who?
He painted one up for me to look like a shad, and then he did another one in bone and black with black fins and stuff on it. And I do throw them up at like Millerton Lake. Usually, drive the boat along the edge and just work it slow. I will use it in a tournament if we've already caught 5. So if we've already caught 5 and we're over 20 pounds, I'll start trying to go for a big one so we can,
Big one.
hopefully get up closer to 30-pound bag for the day. So, but yeah, swim baits, I mean, if they're not in your arsenal, get on YouTube, watch some videos, learn how to throw them. You should, I started out with one small one that looked like a perch. I didn't catch nothing on it. And then everybody I talked to said, no, get rid of that one, get one more like this. And so the 2 I have now are both 8-inch, 2-piece. And
you want to go to the fridge?
I do.
See if there's anything else?
Walking by your mom was funny.
I'm sure.
She's outside. She's like, really?
Oh. Well, my mom's in town now. So.
I'll be right back. Can I come back, or am I
keep-
out of timeout?
Yeah, you can come back. We're going to have to move to the next guest. Do you want to at some point say bye to T-Rex?
Yeah, but I don't have my hang-up authority. I feel so naked.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. hurry up
I
and
don't
say bye
have
before
my
he gets back
hang-up
to his
authority. I feel
computer.
so naked.
Okay. All right. This is so weird. I'd like to take this time to remind everyone of the golden tickets. So, if this is your first time tuning in and you're wondering why Raphie's sitting next to me, dressed like he's living in a cave and potentially on an episode of 24, well, now's the time. Golden tickets. If this is your first time tuning in, comment, give us the thumbs up, and comment golden ticket in the chat. Or if you're a subscriber, give us a thumbs up and write your golden ticket number in the chat. And at the end of the show, if we're still online, I don't know if we will be, but we will hook you up and we will give away some stuff.
Can I call out one of the golden ticket numbers now, just as like an apology for what's happening, or is it too early?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. This person
Wait, hold on.
plugged in probably about 27 golden ticket numbers. So before I announce the golden ticket number winner, remember that there's 2 winners. One is the person who types in golden ticket, and the other is the one who actually types in the number of their golden ticket.
Okay, can I do the first one?
Sure.
The first golden ticket number is 9 4 9 2 8 0 1 4 6 0.
That is Jared Fix's phone number.
You didn't have to say that.
Oh, sorry. So the winner of the I am going to plug my actual number into the chat. Congratulations, James. Email us at marketing@monsterbass.com. Send in a picture of your.
Wait, what is that?
I mean, look at all the tickets that he has.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So James is winning. There's way more. So James, email us.
He better have a copy of the ticket because he's probably some guy that just pulled the numbers off. Or he's the guy that's been calling. So there's another guy named...
He might be the guy that bounced everybody off.
Oh, my God. There's another guy that called me at 5 o'clock this morning, and I only know the name because he has been lighting up customer service and Facebook. And what he doesn't know is that the system's smart enough to know whether or not you've actually ever logged in. He's like, I log in every day, and I can't... And he is, like, lighting me up with every F word you could possibly mix with my mother's name, and it is unbelievable.
Okay, James, if that was you, you're disqualified. If that was not you, email us at marketing@monsterbass.com. Take a picture of your face with one of those tickets. Let us know your address, and we are going to send you something from Rick's garage.
No, we got it right here.
Oh, what do we got? What does he win?
I've got another 3700 full of stuff.
Nice.
There's some baits in there. Yeah, some good stuff. Can we go to our next caller? Did we lose T-Rex already?
He's on the line?
We have to say goodbye to T-Rex. I love T-Rex, and I think that we should watch the Stone.
Okay.
Some night we should
I
watch
was just waiting until you guys were...
Oh, you're waiting for me? You're waiting for me to hang up on you?
Huh?
See?
No,
See?
well, no, I
People
didn't want
want me
to
to hang
leave
up
you
on
just in
them.
case you had a question for me.
I have a question for
I don't
you.
want you
I have
to
a
hang up
question
on
for
me.
you,
Go
T-Rex.
ahead. What's your question?
Yes.
On a scale of hands together to hands widest apart, how much do you love me?
Farther than my hands can reach.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, we're going.
Hey,
we
you
had
and Rick
such a
are like
good
family to
show.
me.
We canceled ourselves.
It was so good. We went from Swimbait Underground to cancel culture. Can we please? All right.
Right.
Oh my God! And this is the first show that Devo's been like watching in a long
Oh my
time.
God,
Like,
we had
this
the
is how
best
we do
show
it.
ever. Yeah.
Yes,
all right.
Fix. You could drop T-Rex.
All right. Thanks, T-Rex. Let's go.
Love
to
you,
I'm going to
T-Rex.
get off of here so you guys can bring somebody else on.
No,
Maybe
we're letting
Devo will
you
talk
go
to them.
so that you can win some more money at a gas station next. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, let's do Brendan.
Go ahead, caller. Where are you calling from, and how pissed off are you at Jared that we stopped talking about swim baits with our guests?
Yeah. What's your PB and how disappointed are you in Monster Bass's live performance?
So which one first, PB or where I'm from, or how pissed off I am? Or
All right, do me a favor, turn the volume down on whatever you're listening to it on, and then tell us how disappointed you are.
I had a question for the three boys, so I guess I'm stuck with you now.
I get it. I'm disappointed too. Hey, wait, hold on. I'm going to do you one better. Jared, do me a favor. Brendan called back in, right?
Yeah.
Get him on the phone so that we can conference call like it's old school back in the 80s when we're on like, all right, do you want to meet live girls? Yeah. Call 1-800.
All right, Brendan, you're on. Brendan, you're on the party line with women that want to meet you.
Do you want to talk about swim baits? All right, go ahead, caller. What's your question for Brendan?
So I've been throwing glide baits a lot lately. So about like picking if you want to throw like a hard swim bait or a soft plastic swim bait. Like what scenarios would you throw that in?
Brendan, this is where you answer the question.
Oh my God, Brendan's not here.
Oh man,
Brendan,
Rick, do you know the answer?
Brendan.
Let's bring on Robbie
man.
AM. Robbie AM has a very unique perspective. He catches big fish all the time, and he says you don't need a big bait to catch big fish.
He just used a curly tail worm.
That's
that
Mendez. Scroll up, Fixie. Up.
Well,
that
that's
one,
how I am,
Robert,
too.
904.
Hold on.
There he is.
Go. Sorry, what's your name, sir?
Robert Mendez.
No. Oh my God, this is the worst.
Roll credits, please.
Yep. No. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Everybody could hear you, bro.
What's up, everybody?
Do you think you could?
There?
Yeah. Before we get into this, do you think you could answer this nice gentleman's question about swim baits, or at least fake it?
What's his question?
Go ahead, sir.
I mean, we could just talk about throwing big ones.
Yeah, let's talk about throwing the big ones because we've gone off the rail. It's like we're at Busch Gardens and the roller coaster is about to crash.
What's going on over there? Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, that
what's going on?
no. You know what? That's a very astute observation.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. But I'm reminded of the time that Fabio rode the Colossus at Magic Mountain and broke his nose on a passing seagull during the dip. That's kind of like this show. I mean, this episode, not the show in general. We're
Hey, Rob.
usually way better than this.
I'm so embarrassed.
You know, hey, Rob. Yeah. Do you throw big worms down there in Florida? Everything. We throw everything down here. But the thing about it is, like, look, I like big swim baits, right? But I feel like those guys that just throw swim baits only are kind of limiting themselves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's guys out there that they just only throw big giant swim baits, and I'm like, well, why can't you throw a wacky rig and a swim bait at the same time?
I have my T-shirt around my head.
That's a good question. You know, and I've caught 8-9 pounders on a wacky rig. Yeah, same. But I'm trying to figure out the glide baits. It seems like an interesting. I like the glide baits, but you gotta commit to it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're out there trying to catch fish, why not throw a wacky rig? You're guaranteed to catch a fish on a wacky rig. I hear what you're saying. Throw something you're confident in. Yeah. I like glide baits. Something interesting all the time. I throw them all the time. It's something interesting. Yeah, it's interesting with the big glide baits and swim baits. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I like throwing big worms. I'll throw a 12-inch worm if I can find them. Hell yeah! And I'll throw a 7-inch worm. Yeah. I've had really good luck this summer on 7-inch worm. I'm in Virginia though, so I mean it doesn't get as hot as Florida, but yeah, still gets pretty humid up here though. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm in Southwest Virginia. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like if you've heard of Roanoke, I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. I've never heard of that. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get off here and let someone else call in, I guess. All right. What's up, Rick?
Who's calling in? I just got my headphones back on. This is not Rick, for the record.
Who's this, Raphie?
Yeah. Who we got?
Raphie. What's up, man? It's Robbie.
Oh, what's up, Robbie? When did you call in? I'm just kidding. I know we answered the call. So the one call, the one show that you decide to watch, the one show that Debo decides to watch, we've been treating Brendan pretty poorly. Gambit's been with us since like day one. Have everybody on, and then all of a sudden, like, just technology craps out, and we're live, and we got nothing planned outside of like the actual show that we had planned. So here we are. But you were in the chat talking about swim baits, right? Saying that you don't need to throw big in order to catch big. So are you not part of the swim bait thing?
I mean, I like throwing swim baits. I like throwing glide baits, but I don't just, there's guys that just strictly throw that only, and I'm like, you could, why don't you mix it up a little bit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get more, I don't know. There's certain times for all that. You know what I'm saying? The way that's, certain times of the year, you're not going to get a bite on a big swim bait. Well, in Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, it's not always, about throwing those big baits. I think it's more hype than anything. And then you got to spend $300 on a bait. What happens if you hook it on a tree limb out, in Florida, there's tree limbs in the water you can't see.
Yeah.
I'm not,
true.
I can only imagine what happened if I lost $300 swim bait and I go home and I tell my wife, hey, I lost that $300 glide bait that I bought the other day. She's gonna slap me in the head.
Yeah. That makes all right. So this is Robbie. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Rick just sat back down.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Okay.
Rick, what do you think about this? This show is a disaster.
It was so good.
It was so good, except for the fact that was it good because I was in timeout?
I'm not gonna lie. I love the whole thing where you did the hats and you were balancing them.
You saw that?
But But I also learned. I was learning so much with Brendan, Chris, and Gambit. Like first of all, this show didn't cost me a lot of money. I mean, other than my reputation, because Gambit didn't sell everything for free.
True.
But look at the phone lines. The phone lines must be 30 deep.
Right. The phone lines are 30 deep. So why don't we do this? Why don't we
say hi to everyone and then let's just commit to next week?
Yeah, commit to having the second half of the show next week. And then the two things that I know you promised everyone were, number one, the October box preview, and it's a great box, and you could do that without me and my T-shirt on my head.
I gave them number 2. I mean, it's been the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. And so then number 3, considering the fact that we've already delivered number 2, is we're missing announcing the golden ticket winner. That's, because there's 2 golden ticket winners, right? It was James that won because he has like 30,000 numbers, and then it's the people that write golden tickets. Let's just do the box preview, which you could do. Robbie, you could hang out here and give words of support if you need to. And call the last winner of the golden ticket. We'll wrap it up, and we'll regroup for next week. And Fix needs to get right with the Lord, because this is not okay.
I just sent this to Ashley. She's gonna be like, "What is wrong with the two of you?"
All right, I'm signing off. Rick, let's take it away.
All right. So
take it away.
All right, Paul, let's see here. I got these in the wrong ear, just so everyone knows. All right, so, hold on. How's everybody doing? Is that better? Robbie, you there?
Sure.
How you doing, man?
I'm here.
How you doing, man? I haven't
Good.
talked with you in a while. I'm good, man. I wish you and I were chatting under better circumstances. So here's what I'm going to ask. I don't know what you're doing next week, but do you think you could I could have you call in next week?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I can call in next week.
That'd be great. Because I'm going to try and say hi. I'm going to try and say hi to everyone on the phone line really quick. And I'm going to go through the remaining items, and then we're going to call it a day, because for whatever reason, come here. For whatever reason, we're having technical difficulties.
It's a solar flare.
Yeah. Yeah, come on up. Come on. All right, you're like old. Okay. All right, so Robbie, you have it was good to chat with you for the 15 seconds that we did, but I'd love to catch up with you. And actually, we should have a show. Right. We should have a show with you on it anyway. So I'm going to say bye to you now. And
I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. So, Jared, would you say bye? Would you hang up on Robbie? And then to my caller that's on the line. What? Do we have a new caller, or is it the?
What's up, Rick?
Who's this?
This is the hype man from Tennessee.
What's going on, bro?
Not much. I'm enjoying the train wreck, but that's just human nature. We can't we can't not look at train wrecks.
This is true. This is true, and that's why we have traffic in Los Angeles. So I don't know what was going on. I was learning a lot about swim baits and trying to figure out how I could develop my entire line of swim baits using the Mighty Bite. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the Mighty Bite infomercial, but I felt yeah. So,
I mean, it looks real good at 3 a.m. in the morning after a few races.
Totally. You watch that thing, you're like, you've got to be kidding me. Who buys this stuff? But you know that somebody's buying it. The bait with a little bite taken out of the belly. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yep, someone made millions.
That's right. Hey, but that's all it takes. You just got to have one good idea, right?
Totally. So.
Yeah, I throw swim baits. Obviously, down here in Tennessee, we have the luxury of throwing a bunch of different things. But I throw them mostly in the cold weather because, just watching a bunch of guys that are much better than me, the colder the water gets, the more selected they might get. And if they see something big come near their face, they're going to go for it. So both of my PVs are on the same day. They're both over 7 pounds in December and 35 degrees on a 7-inch glide and a 6-inch shock. Yeah. So,
amazing.
And hey, I will tell you this. I have one or two that are expensive that were gifted to me. And even though I didn't pay full price, I would still be jumping in the water for those things.
Honest man right there.
Broke dads. I mean, I got 2 kids in college. Fortunately, they're getting paid to go to college, but I still have to support them through that. So,
Totally.
But yeah, I'm going in the water.
All day long, bro. All day. There's no question. Anyone that says they're not jumping in after a $300 swim bait's full of crap.
I agree. And you know what? I got 10 toes, so if it's December, you know what? If I lose a couple for that swim bait, so be it.
There you go. I hear you, man. I hear you.
Hey, I finally got my yacht. I'm excited. Headed to Gunnersville for that tournament, the Knucklehead Series with, the Burley boys. So I'm excited. Of course, I did fracture my knee this past weekend on a 4-wheeler. That's a story for another day, and I know you guys don't have a lot of time. So.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man, and I really appreciate your support. Hope your knee gets better, and good luck on Gunnersville.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
You got it, man. Thank you. All right. What do we got next? Yeah. Let's just roll. All right. How you doing, man?
Hey, Rick.
Hey.
You guys doing okay tonight?
I mean, I've had better days. How about you, bro?
Not bad. So how do you want me to send this picture about all these cards, dude? I'll just make you a poster of them.
Wait, what are you talking about?
This is James.
Oh, sorry. I can't see. It used to be I was right in front. I could see everything. Now I can't see crap. So, all right. So
I have.
Yeah. Here's what I would like. Did you ever see? Why don't you lay out all of? That's super weird.
I was going to do that. I'll just lay them all out on the floor and send
No, you should lay them all over the bed, and you should lay in the middle and pose, and we'll put it on Instagram. It'll be some sort of weird picture.
Hell no. Hell no.
Why? No one has to know. No one has to know who it is. No. You can.
They'll know as soon as they steal the card.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, just email a picture. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll email all the pictures. Hey, you guys are talking about the glide bait, $300 glide baits. Yeah. I have $500 and $600 fishing rods, just the rod alone, all megabass rods. I'd definitely go swimming for them.
True story. I'm fishing with Epic Eric and Travis Manson. Travis is telling me about some guy that was, he was guiding for, and literally he cast it and I don't know, wasn't thinking, let go of it and dropped it into the water. Right. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, if that ever happened to me, I would jump right into the water. And
so
maybe 30 minutes later.
Go on, I'm sorry.
Maybe 30 minutes later, I've got a $600 St. Croix rod and whatever reel he's got on it. And I don't know what happened. I can't remember at the time, but like I dropped it. And you want to talk about it? I'm a 6 foot tall dude, and I dropped to my chest on the floor of the boat, reached into the cold water and pulled that thing out before it went down. I was like, there's no way. Like, I have a bit of a reputation I've got to have. Like, I can't be the guy that like Travis Manson and Smallmouth Crush is telling stories about because he dropped a whatever $1,000 combo into the water. So not a chance.
So I fish all megabass rods and Daiwa Seas reels, and I kayak fish. I dropped my bait finesse in the water. As it's going down, I threw in one of my other ones with a treble hook and dropped it down on it and reeled it back up out. I've barely got a hold of it. That's no joke. I've got pictures, video showing that one. I may have to find it, but that's no joke. My heart was just racing so hard. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm dropping another line in to grab it.
All day.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of all these and I'll send them to you.
All right. Do it, man.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you. You too. I appreciate your support. Thanks for calling in. All right. Let's get Brendan on. I feel like I just disappointed my kid. You know, God darn it. Hello?
It is what it is.
No.
Hey, Rick, again.
No, it isn't.
I didn't know if you wanted me to call in and help answer.
Yeah. We're gonna have to redo part 2. And I really want to finish this conversation because it was so good. It was such a good episode, and I felt like I was like, there's so much more that I want to learn about in terms of like this swim bait culture and the fact that like we're just starting to talk about like, okay, so pouring resin and collaborations and all this stuff. So I think we have to do part 2.
Yeah, we didn't even get into rods or modifications or how to fix swim baits or how to keep them from breaking on you or the right gear to throw them on and all that. We definitely need to do another segment or something.
Are you free next week?
I should be.
All right. Why don't you let me know?
I think I am.
Why don't you let me know and we'll do part 2.
Okay, that's good with me.
All right.
I'll let you know, man.
Why don't you do me a favor?
All right. Now
why don't you just tell me, what'd you have for dinner?
Chicken noodle soup, all homemade. The noodles were homemade. The chicken was from our chickens. Carrots from our garden, and whatnot, other vegetables that were in there. And then the breadsticks, garlic, butter, salt breadsticks. It's like garlic bread, but it's a stick. And she made them, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I could eat like 30 of those easily.
That's called Olive Garden, Brendan.
Okay, I've never gone there.
That's okay. I mean, they have unlimited soup, pasta, and breadsticks.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
I may need to go there and get breadsticks.
Yeah, you don't need to go there.
Nice.
All right, man. Listen,
okay, well,
I appreciate it.
I've got 50 swim baits sitting here, so I need to go clean those up and get on back to the shop and start working again.
All right, bro. I appreciate you.
It was fun while it lasted, man.
It was fun while it lasted. Thank you, Brendan.
Yeah, no problem.
All right,
I'll let you know. Bye.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna take you through this month's box because, I feel like that was part of the show. Couple things that I want to tell you about in this box. This guidebook that accompanies it. Like, we bring together, millions of people every single month, and we do so through our website, our subscription box, and now a mobile app. I've got a mobile app that's available on the Apple App Store. It's in its it's really new. There's still a bunch of bugs. I've got pages of notes that I'm going to have them make changes to. And so what I'm asking is, you guys download it. Tell me what you think. We're going to make some changes to it. We're going to have challenges. It's got everything from 5 fish challenges for weight, 5 fish challenges for length, the most number of fish, you name it, we're going to start building it out. It officially launches on the 15th. So if you download it today, you're going to see like the bare bones, but I'm giving you guys, my loyal listeners, early access to it. So check it out. It's the Monster Bass Catch, Measure, and Compete app. It's going to only get better. And we've got a big release coming out January 1. So you guys are going to love that. Let me take you through this month's box. Now, as you guys know, the fall can be a tough time for fishing. But if you're patient, if you really start to think about where in the water column you're fishing, if you think about the temperament of the bass and the changes that you need to make in order to get their attention as you're rolling through the strike zone, I think you'll be super successful. This month's box, we got some great baits. Brendan's favorite. So in no particular order, this is the Platinum Series box. Obviously, we've got multiple versions of it. This is the version that I received. This is the version that I believe everyone in the West is going to receive. This is a Bagley Sunny B. It's a balsa medium diving crankbait. Again, balsa wood. If you've never thrown balsa wood, the action on a balsa wood versus ABS plastic, totally different. I encourage you to give this one a try. I believe that every box, regardless of region, regardless of size, is getting this Bagley bait. You're going to love it. I just worked a deal with them that over the next year, you're going to see 3 to 4 balsa wood baits in your box, which means if you've never fished balsa, you're going to get some great baits. All right. Great bait this time of year is a square bill, right? And this is a Yozuri 3DB 1.5. It's a floater. It's a silent one. Yozuri is legendary for their paint schemes. They're really well known in the South, but if you've not thrown a Yozuri square bill, give this one a try. You're going to love it. This is a soft plastic that's been taking YouTube by storm. You might have seen our good friend Ben Nowak with it. It's from Excite. It's the new Minobi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hand poured in Texas from Excite Baits. The Minobi is great for drop shot. It's great for finesse. Quite a few different presentations. Check this bait out. You're gonna love this bait. I promise you. Okay. We're continuing the soft plastics from Monster Bass. So we came out with some soft plastics, and they all have a QR code on it. This is an unnamed soft plastic. We're looking for you to tell us, do you like this bait? Do you not like this bait? Would you pay $5.49 a pack for it? Do you like this color? This color is California 420. It is got some green. It's got some purple. It's got some sparkle. If you're in California, it might remind you of something else. But this worm is pretty unique. Looking for your feedback. So check these out. You're going to love them. Another bait that's never been in there. The V&M Pacemaker Series jig. V&M Pacemaker Series jig is a fabulous jig. And we decided this month we were going to pair it with a chunk, the Muscleback chunk from X Zone. Great for this time of year. You're going to love it. Jim and his son pour out the X Zone baits. We love them. And you're going to see a renewed commitment in 2024 with our partnership with X Zone. You guys are going to be getting their new baits first. I'm really grateful for that. And then last but not least, a brand that's been around since, your father and his father, it disappeared for a little bit and is making a comeback. Excalibur. We've got the Excalibur double willow leaf spinnerbait. This one happens to be chartreuse and white. What you can't see is they've got the double willows. They are Let me see what size they are. They got size 4 and 4 1/4. This is a 1/2 ounce double willow spinnerbait. Love them year round. So there you have. You got a spinnerbait. You got the new Monobis. You got the chunk and the pacemaker jig. The Yozuri squarebill. The balsa from Bagley, and the new worms from Monster Bass. So you got everything pairs perfectly together. You've got 7 great baits. You've got the guidebook. You've got the app. You got a coupon for, if you're watching at home, all you got to do is text VIP to 46083. You'll get a free bait every single Friday. Text VIP to 46083. Download the new Monster Bass app. We're going to hook you up with a $10 gift card towards your next purchase. There's also a coupon for a free hat when you spend $25 at the store. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know we're going to give away some golden ticket stuff. Jared, do you want to all right, this is your last chance. Golden tickets. If you are a subscriber, put your golden ticket number in the chat. Give us a thumbs up. We need a big run on thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber but you're listening, give us a thumbs up anyways and write golden ticket in the chat. We're going to call out people right now. So let's get this thing to 100.
All right.
Let's get this
TikTok on 100.
And,
TikTok.
One of the things I'm going to do, we didn't do mail call. And I'm going to do it next week. But I kind of want to open it anyways and see what it is.
No, save it for next week.
No, I'm going to open it because it could be something good.
Okay.
Okay. This is dope. What the heck is this?
What is that?
Somebody sent me.
Huh.
I'm not quite sure. Okay, so somebody sent me 3 boxes of Final Boss sours. It says original cranberries, sour level 1, level 2, and level 3. Of course, I'm going straight to level 3. I don't know which one's level 3. That's level 2. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna send these to Chris in advance because he should have some. So these are Final Boss sours, and I don't know much about them. High in antioxidants, 0 added sugar, no artificial flavors, real fruit.
Oh boy.
This is level 3. I don't know what the heck this is.
Do you think they'll beat Warheads? Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Holy crap. Okay. If you like sour, Final Boss Sour is for you. Check them out at They didn't put their web address on their box. Are you kidding me? Okay, I don't know, but double check them out at double check them out. Check them out at Final Boss Sours. We're gonna review these things next week. I'm gonna send some to Chris. We're gonna give them a try if we can get them back. I don't know. Chris may never come back, and Raphie's gone, but we're gonna be back and we're gonna talk about swim baits. We're gonna be talking about all sorts of stuff next week. But before we go, Jared, you got some names for us so we can give away some stuff?
I do. So we have James, who's already a winner. I'll put him back up on the screen here. And then we have someone who commented golden ticket by the name of Dowds with the Green Lantern emblem. You are a winner of crap out of Rick's garage. And then someone that commented with a golden ticket number. Let's see. How about David alias. Let's see here. Where are you at? There you are. David Elise, M009930.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I apologize for our technical difficulties. We're going to be back next week with part 2 as we talk about size and the fact that size matters. And we're talking about swim baits, of course. So we'll see you guys next week on Monster Bass Live. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Sweep the leg. Yes.